Hi, my name's Teg. Welcome to my Let's Play of Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, developed by Headfirst Productions and published by Bethesda Softworks. So this is probably my favorite survival horror game, based largely off the fact that it's based on a H.P. Lovecraft novella by the name of Shadow over Innsmouth. And it's actually a pretty faithful adaptation, with the one exception of also having a B story plugged in from another one of his books by the name of Shadow Out of Time. What this does is add a really distinct sense of pacing and narrative structure that most games just don't have. That, combined with the rather innovative, at least in 2005, aspect of not having any heads-up display, makes for a really atmospheric and creepy game. So what this is telling us is just that to simulate our protagonist going insane, it'll occasionally mess with the audio or visual aspects of the game, as well as, if it gets really bad, start messing up with our controls and reversing keys and such. It's a subtle hint that we will be going insane. And a Lovecraft quote to put us in the mood, as well as some really nice water effects for 2005. Don't care that they're pre-rendered. And that fantastic font that every Call of Cthulhu game or RPG or whatever uses. Can't get enough of it. I'm excited. This game is the best. Alright, so we're going to start a new game here on the hardest difficulty, Mythos Specialist, just to keep it interesting for myself playing it. Arkham Asylum.
Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear. A fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
So, one of the reasons why we see a lot of Call of Cthulhu inspired or based games is partly because Lovecraft, in his will, left all of his works in the public domain, so you don't have to pay any sort of licensing fees or anything if you want to make a video game or board game or anything based on it, which is why we see a lot, which is great because it's a really good base of stuff to build a story upon. Lovecraft was actually one of the first horror writers to do something else aside from the standard sort of Christian horror with demons and devils and possession and stuff like that. Yeah, come on, there we go, help him up. So at the time, this was really unique back in the 20s. He's considered kind of like the grandfather of modern horror, and Stephen King and similar ilk regard him as a huge inspiration. More legible text. So this part of the game serves as the tutorial, as well as introducing the B story from Shadow Out of Time. This is also the only time where Jack Walters, our protagonist, gets to wear a sweet hat. 1915. Right in the middle of World War I. Spooky house going on.
Robert, this had better be good.
What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, you know, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great.
He didn't
Lead the
sound
way,
too worried.
Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
So unfortunately, on newer computers, the what used to be really nice raindrop effects on the camera are turned into really crummy looking diamonds. But there's not much we can do about that.
How you doing, kid?
Good, sir. Is it true what they say about you?
Depends on what they're saying.
That you've cracked cases where there was no evidence?
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Right.
Similarly, this game was almost
Jack,
unplayable
Officer Nichols will brief you at the top.
when it came out for the computer in early 2006.
Something must be wrong.
And since
I think I saw him
Headfirst
with Officer Armstrong. Just take it easy. We're wide open.
Headfirst went under
It's okay. I've
right
got you
after this
covered.
game came out,
I don't like this. Something's not
so they couldn't
right.
patch it or anything.
Something's not right. Nothing's right about this.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
So any large dialogue scenes
Be careful, sir.
go into that weird letterbox
You
and
better
film
hurry,
grain
Jack.
effect. Whoa. Oh, that guy died. Oof. So did that guy. Okay, so shit kind of hit the fan here, so while they're busy returning fire, we are going to sneak around the side of the house for some reason. And for also some reason, get locked into the house as well. Hello, rats. So when you use the use key on most things,
It's an old stove.
like that, Jack will usually describe what it is, which can sometimes be useful. Give you hints in the game and such. But mostly it's just for kind of a
It
flavor
looks like
text.
an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape. This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy. A powerful painting of some cosmic horror.
It's a beholder from Dungeons and Dragons.
A depiction of some alien creature. That's an unusual design. The board has been used to illustrate a diagram.
It's really good for a chalk drawing.
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future.
So jumping right into themes and various characters and such of the Mythos universe. Or Cthulhu Mythos, rather. And through the doors.
That symbol's strange. Looks almost like a flaming eye. I should take a closer look.
So these symbols here act as our save points. They're the only places we can save. There are other ones called Elder Signs, which have a big star around them, which are also save points, but they will also help us in ways which will be explained later.
It won't open.
It won't open.
It won't budge.
And it won't budge. Many, many, many doors in this game are locked and you can't get through for no good reason. Oh.
He seemed to recognize me. I don't get it.
So this game, although it came out in 2005, was actually started at around 1999. So they didn't have motion capture technology really available to them. But the character animations are actually quite good despite it. They put a lot of work into it.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Although they did have 8 years to do it.
Been
So.
expecting you, Mr. Walt.
Oh! Wow, he got shot right through the back of the face.
He recognized me, and it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint.
So things we can pick up, like that key,
Could come in
will
handy.
glow, so they're quite easy to see.
He's dead. Looks like a bad case of lead poisoning.
Although I did crank the brightness up quite a bit, just so that
Those glyphs
For
seem to
YouTube
have some
purposes.
semblance to mathematical symbols.
you can see everything. Even though it might not be quite as creepy, straining your eyes is not worth it as a viewer.
Poisoning by the looks of it.
They also got rid of their pupils.
He's dead. They're all dead.
So this introduces us to the sanity mechanic of the game. In which,
Suicide.
if we are
Or rather,
viewing
mass
any sort
suicide.
of disturbing
These nuts had
events
some
or dead
serious
bodies and
issues.
such, Jack Walters will
He's
start to
dead.
lose his shit,
They're all dead.
and his vision will blur, and then eventually he'll start hearing things or muttering things, and then his controls will start reversing, and that little skew in the carpet right there, actually, it's just great. Little details like that, this game is filled with, and it just does a lot to add to the immersion
It's
of the game.
unlocked. I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I gotta think.
So Jack's freaking out some more, which I guess is reasonable. Although maybe these people just
What the hell is going on? It seems
thought he
they've
was
been
really,
tracking my
really
movements.
good looking. Just wanted to photograph him at all possible angles.
Another key.
Didn't seem particularly angry that we were here. Just the fuzz.
It's unlocked.
They don't trust the police.
For nutcases, they seem quite literate.
Yeah, see, they seem like nice fellows.
It appears to be a private study area.
So down there in the drawer here is our first real piece of evidence.
The drawer holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
Which if we open our inventory and then go to our diary, we can go to general evidence or mythos tomes and manuscripts and open them. Unfortunately, we just get to read a paraphrase of it and not the actual document, which would have been a lot more interesting.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
And I think this is the only time in the game you see your own reflection. So, I don't know why they added that, but I won't scream.
Shit, that did not sound good.
Anyways, this concludes the first half of the prologue. I will see you next time.